Hello, and welcome to Chapter 6 of the Curve Publishing tutorial series. You may have seen our previous tutorial where we specified how to create a sales template. Well, in this tutorial, we will show you how to use that template to upload your sales files. To get started, let's go to the Income directory and select the Income page. On this page, we can upload new sales files by hitting the Create button at the top right of our screen, then selecting Bulk Upload. This will take us to the bulk upload screen, where we can drag and drop multiple sales files to import to Curve. Once these have finished uploading, we can click the Complete button to ingest them into Curve. Curve will automatically apply the correct template from our library or from your custom templates based on the header line information of the sales files. Once the sales file has finished ingesting, indicated by the green checkmark, we can click on the sales file. A pop-up known as the Mapping Manager will appear. The Mapping Manager helps us to categorize any data in our sales file which is not recognized by Curve. It is also where you can edit basic information about our sales files. On the Setup page, we can edit the name of the sales file, indicate the target period for royalty calculation, add an invoice number if we like, as well as change the source and sales template if necessary. On the Dates tab, we can add the sale date and transaction date if they were not picked up by our template. On the subsequent tabs, you will be asked to map any channels, configurations, sources, subsources, and territories that do not match the values established in your settings. You can do this by selecting a value from the drop-down on the left to match the unknown value on the right. Curve will remember these mappings for future sales file ingestions. On the last page, we can specify an exchange rate if the sales file needs to be converted to your home currency. Now that we have completed mapping these values via the Mapping Manager, we can re-ingest our sales file and head back into it once that is done. Now we see some headline data displaying how many sales lines, how many units, and how much revenue was processed in this statement, allowing us to check everything was ingested as expected. If there aren't any invalid lines, that means our job is done. However, there's still one invalid line, so let's take a look at why that is. We can go to the bottom of our page and filter on all sales lines that have an incomplete status. This returns the one invalid line we still need to deal with. As you can see, this sales line is missing an identifier, so Curve does not know which work to map this sale to. There are two ways we can deal with an invalid line like this. Option 1, we can either manually complete this sales line and revalidate our file, or option 2, we can make a change to our template and make sure Curve can read and map this line independently. As a rule of thumb, always try to resolve this by updating your template. This way, your templates will adapt to fix any of these problems should they arise in the future. So, let's go to our template. Our issue was that no identifier was given, even though we were certain it was a stream for one of our works. So, let's write a calculation that says, under the condition that the field identifier is blank, then the identifier equals the composers, concatenated with the work title. So, what this calculation does is every time the identifier is blank, it will use a combination of the composers and work title as the unique identifier. To show you how that functions, let's re-ingest our sales file, which will take into account the changes we just made to our template. On the Unmapped page in the Income directory, we can map this new identifier to the work that already exists in our catalog. In the future, Curve will remember this new identifier as an alias. Let's go back to our sales file and revalidate. You'll notice there are now 0 invalid lines and our income file is complete. So that's our intro on how to upload sales files onto Curve. For more information on how to use the Mapping Manager or how to write calculations in your template, please refer to our written documentation. Thanks for watching.